My name is Jeffrey Dames. Our family has been caring for the needs of our community at moments of crisis for 5 generations since 1854. Our strength comes from the fact that what we do at the Fred C. Dames Funeral Home and Crematory truly matters. In honor of July's Bereaved Parents Awareness Month, I will discuss a topic not often addressed as it relates to healthy grieving and healing and the role of the traditional funeral. Bereaved Parents Awareness Month is a time for supporting friends and loved ones who have experienced a loss. Confronting death head-on is often difficult and unpleasant for many, as society has been moving towards the social surrogacy of a smartphone instead of the things that enrich the quality of life, such as personal human connection. Attending the funeral of a loved one is never an experience to look forward to. However, it is an essential step on the path towards a complete and healthy grief recovery. At the funeral, one's deepest emotions rise to the surface, and they are able to confront them in the company of friends and family with the guidance of an experienced, ministry-driven funeral service professional. The traditional funeral is a time-tested method of allowing people to begin healing and avoid keeping their emotions bottled up inside. For countless generations, people have relied on this practice to help them grieve. Sadly, though, there has lately been a shift away from traditional funerals. When planning for death, a growing number of people are choosing to forego a funeral service entirely. Instead, they look to memorial services, celebration of life services, and even simple cremation services. Of course, some families find solace in these kinds of tributes. After all, when people come together for a shared remembrance, it can be therapeutic. With that being said, the circumstances for any final earthly tribute should always be carefully considered by all who it will affect. Some people make the decision to avoid the traditional funeral for economic reasons. This is a time in our nation's history when many people are struggling to find stable jobs with opportunities for advancement. When meeting basic needs becomes an everyday struggle, they are likely to reduce spending wherever they can. This means even in time of loss, people are likely to put financial concerns ahead of the need to cope with grief. Many people also believe they will spare their family and friends from the pain and suffering by avoiding the traditional funeral. They think the loved ones they leave behind will simply be able to move on with their lives as if nothing had happened. Despite the good intentions of people seeking alternatives to traditional funerals, they could be unknowingly doing a disservice to the family and friends they leave behind. Without the chance to gather with others in the presence of the deceased body, people in some cases are unable to fully process the death of their loved ones. The loss may not fully be realized, and the survivors are left to carry their emotions with them for the rest of their lives buried deep inside. Whether the surviving family's preference is cremation, burial, or donation to science, it is the gathering with the deceased present that reaches the deepest emotions within all of us. People who express their feelings and truly deal with them in any situation do better in life than those who keep their emotions repressed. The attempt to save money and avoid pain will lead many to end up paying a far greater cost in the long run. William Gladstone once said, "Show me the manner in which a nation cares for its dead, and I will measure with mathematical exactness the tender mercies of its people, their respect for the laws of the land, and their loyalty to high ideals." True independent funeral professionals are inextricably linked to the communities they serve, and their responsibilities extend far beyond funeral, memorial, or celebration of life services. They know their actions will affect the way an individual, community, and society will evolve as a whole.